Welcome to my channel. My name is Jill Nicholson, and this is a cozy little corner where we dive deep into all things mindset, exploring the quirks and the complexities of the human experience, the highs, the lows, and everything in between. You could say it's all about what makes people tick. Why are we the way we are? Why do we feel the way we feel? I'm endlessly curious about the internal shenanigans we all have going on inside us, our emotions, our behaviours, and those patterns that we keep finding ourselves in. I've been a therapist for 25 years, so not only is this my work, but it's also my passion. And I am still just as fascinated as ever by the mystery of it all. So, if you're into exploring the mind, uncovering why we do what we do, and embracing the humour and sometimes ridiculousness of our shared humanity, you're in the right place. Let's jump in. So, today I want to talk about a show that I'm sure you've heard of, or you might have even watched, and it's Love is Blind on Netflix. It is totally my guilty pleasure. Now, look, I get it. It's dramatic, it's binge-worthy, it's fun to watch, but as entertaining as it is for us, the viewers, I have to ask, is it healthy for the people involved? And I'm not talking about their relationships necessarily, I'm talking about their mental health. Let's dig into some reasons why Love is Blind might be a bit bonkers for the people who participate in it, why it might not be the healthiest for those who participate in it. So let's start with what the show makes the show so unique, right? So unlike other dating shows, Love is Blind, it doesn't let the participants see each other until they've supposedly already fallen in love. They're in isolated pods where all they can do is talk. Now, on the surface, this might seem like a romantic concept. It's giving people a chance to connect emotionally beyond appearances. And, hey, in theory, it sounds like a good idea. But in practice, it's complicated. Let's break down why. Firstly, the entire setup is so unnatural. These people are kept in isolation from their usual support systems, their friends, their family, and sometimes even from things that bring them comfort, like work or hobbies. They're essentially in a bubble. And when you are in a bubble, especially one that is hyper focused on falling in love, it's so easy to lose perspective. Imagine you're in this high stress environment with no distractions and only one goal, finding a soulmate. It's bound to mess with your sense of reality. That bubble makes people feel like everything they experience there is so intense, even if it's not necessarily real or sustainable outside of that environment. Number two, there's the pressure. Oh my goodness, the pressure. These participants know they're on camera 24/7. They know millions of people are going to watch and judge their every move. That's a huge amount of pressure to be under. I couldn't take it, quite honestly. And in a way, it forces people to perform a version of love rather than just feel it naturally. And because they're performing, they might end up saying and doing things that aren't authentic to who they really are or what they truly want. The pressure to make it work for the show can lead people to suppress their doubts and ignore red flags. And that's not exactly a recipe for long-term mental stability, right? Number three, it is an emotional Lincoln roller coaster. All right, let's talk about the emotional highs and lows. When you're put in an extreme environment like this, every emotion feels amplified. Falling in love feels more intense. Arguments feel more dramatic. And this can be really hard on people's mental health. On the show, we see participants go through these wild mood swings from euphoria to heartbreak in just days or even hours. It is truly like emotional whiplash. Outside the show, most people would have a slower paced relationship with time to process feelings, deal with conflicts, and really get to know each other. But on Love is Blind, these emotions are heightened and forced into a fast forward mode. The emotional roller coaster doesn't stop when the cameras do either. When these participants go back to real life, adjusting can be rough. They are often left wondering, did I actually feel that strongly, or was it just the environment? And that can lead to confusion and to doubt, or maybe even regret. Number 4, was it all just an illusion? Think back to the last time you were wrapped up in that blissful early stage of love cocoon. Did you find yourself overlooking red flags? Here's another fascinating thing we humans tend to do. We project onto the person we're romantically interested in, often seeing traits they may not actually possess. So, for instance, say someone loves dogs, we might assume they're a compassionate person, maybe even great with kids, when in reality, they might be all about dogs but have no interest in having children. Do you see what I mean? Number 5, a big issue, the lack of privacy. Oh my goodness, that truly would be my idea of hell. Think about it. These people are putting some of the most intimate parts of their lives out there for us all to dissect. And we do dissect it, don't we? Social media gets flooded with opinions about these people and their relationship. And let's be honest, not all of those opinions are kind. Imagine going online and seeing thousands of strangers commenting on your personal choices. Some are rooting for you, sure, but others, not so much. The level of scrutiny can make it really hard to process your own feelings, because suddenly you're not just dealing with what you think, you're also dealing with what everyone else thinks. It's a lot of pressure, and honestly, it's no wonder that people end up feeling overwhelmed or even depressed after the show. Number 6, the fairy tale romance trap. There's such a huge emphasis on finding the one, having that fairy tale romance, that fairy tale wedding, that perfect dress. The problem with that is it sets people up for unrealistic expectations. They're pushed to believe that this intense, fast-track love will somehow be enough to sustain a long-term relationship. And when they're faced with real life challenges later on, like merging their lives or handling their finances and making everyday decisions, the cracks start to show. The fairy tale can always be held up, and that can be devastating. Many participants are left feeling like failures when in reality, it's the process that was flawed, not them or their feelings. So what's the takeaway here? I think Love is Blind is entertaining for viewers, sure, but for the participants, it can be mentally and emotionally taxing. These people are put into a situation that plays with their emotions in intense and often unhealthy ways. I genuinely hope that moving forward, shows like this invest in real mental health support for their contestants, not just during the filming, but also after, because at the end of the day, these are real people with real feelings. And the emotional impact of a show like this doesn't just disappear when the cameras turn off. They deserve support and understanding and a chance to process what they've been through in a healthy way. All right, that's my take on Love is Blind and its impact on mental health. What do you think? Have you noticed any of these issues while watching the show? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you would like to join in on more conversations like this one. Thank you so much for watching, for taking some time with me, and take good care. Bye bye.